Good morning, friends. It is February 3rd, and I finally got a chance today to do my first of the month ritual of using my beautiful basin back there from Branded Goat in Grand Rapids, Michigan, to sweep out the old energy and blow in cinnamon for abundance through each of my doors. I don't know if that's a practice that you have, but it's just kind of an old folk magic that kind of helps clear the energy in your house and kind of sets the tone for the rest of the month. Um, so yeah, I finally got a chance to do that today. And I also finally got a chance today to head out to my fairy circle in my backyard and kind of open the circle for the season. Um, I know it's just February and probably not going to spend a lot of time out there because it is Michigan and we are going to get snow again. But today I'm telling you, it's like 45 degrees. It's blue skies. It's sunny. It's beautiful. It feels like um, early March, late March. And I know that it's a mirage, but I'm taking full advantage of the beautiful day. So I went out and I opened my circle and had a little Imbolc fire. And it felt really, really good to kind of get back into the flow and just really get fully reconnected back into the earth, into the energies, and into that alchemical fire of burning away what doesn't serve us anymore and allowing that space and healing for our authenticity to grow and bloom because there's no more fertile soil than and then that has just gone through a burn. So never underestimate the power of a very gentle, beautiful fire, whether it's a small one in your cauldron, mine's very full, I've got to empty this, um, or if it's burning a little piece of charcoal and putting some incense on it and some herbs. So today I was burning this little combination. You can see it, it's rose petals and linden and orange peel. And it's really lovely. And I'm going to throw some more on right now. I also earlier added some copal resin because the copal resin, you can see little resin chunks. It's just really nice. It's got some really beautiful like goddess connection energy that I really like. So I'm burning that today. And one of the things I wanted to touch on briefly, because I don't have a lot of time today to chat, is how when we're breaking free of trauma patterns and trauma spirals and the fight or flight and the fawning and the freezing, and we're breaking free of all of that, and we're learning to set boundaries, and we're going through that purging and the grief and the sadness and all of that, right? When we're going through all of that, sometimes it's really easy to fall back into another pattern that served us so beautifully in the midst of trauma and other times in our life, and that's dissociation, leaving the body and disconnecting from the body. And, I don't talk down, about dissociation because dissociation literally saved my life. It saves a lot of people's lives. Okay. And dissociation's not inherently bad. Um, but we don't want to live our whole lives dissociated once we're not in trauma anymore, once we're not in danger anymore. It's not beneficial for us to live dissociated. And we need to come back into relationship with our bodies, with our feelings, with our emotions, with our sensations. We need to come back into relationship with that. But that can be really scary because this is where our trauma lives, right? We have, however many time capsules of trauma stored away in our somatic tissue, in our cells, in every one of our cells. And that's kind of scary territory to want to go back into. And so one of the things we talk about in craniosacral therapy is kayaking. And that's how, that's a process whereby you kind of dip your oar in a little bit. You kind of sit with the feelings, you sit with the emotions, you sit with the parts that are holding the trauma, and you resource them and take care of them and give them love and meet their needs for as long as you can. You sit with them and you feel with them and you listen to them for as long as you can. And then we pop back out in order to get some space, get a little distance. We can do this to get clarity. We can do this to find safety. We can just do this because we need a break. And when we pop out, we resource ourselves. We reconnect with some visceral things that make us feel better. We could have some tea or coffee. We could have a little bit of food. We could, burn some incense. We could dance. We could just kind of totally just kind of dance and release and shake our body. We could go take a shower or a bath. We could go for a walk outside. If it's nice enough to do that, even if it's not nice, bundle up and go outside. The fresh air is so cleansing. We can go and hug a tree. Those are all just amazing resources, right? And resources are things that we do to take care of ourselves. And they can be internal, they can be external. So the external resources are things we have to go out to do, or we maybe need other people to do. Like if we don't feel confident enough to do yoga by ourselves and we need a class to do yoga, that's an external resource because we need to go and be in a class to do yoga or Tai Chi or something, or like an exercise class if we don't feel, confident to do it alone. That's an example of an external resource. If you need to go out to the library and the feeling in the library makes you feel safe, that's an external resource. Amazing. They're all great. Internal resources are things that we do and can do by ourselves for ourselves. Okay, so that can be, going and taking a bath or a shower. That can be just kind of doing tapping. EFT is a great internal resource if you know how to do it. I have a video on my page that takes you through the process of tapping, of EFT. And it's a great way to move energy through, and it's a great way to resource your body. So those are just some examples. Sometimes just having something to eat that's readily available that makes you feel nourished is an internal resource. Okay, so we're kayaking. We're dipping one oar in, feeling for as long as we can, and then dipping the other oar in, kind of stepping out and reestablishing safety. And then we might, excuse me, we might want to go back in again in that moment. Or we might feel like, okay, that's enough for today. And I'm going to stay grounded in my safety. And I'm not going to kind of go deep into that for a little while. And you might take a couple of days, it might take a week. You might not want to go back in for a month. It's all okay. It's your process. And pushing it and going too fast and forcing it is going to be re-traumatizing. So please don't do that to yourself. This isn't a race. It isn't a competition. We're dealing with traumatized parts. And that is going to be a process that we are going to be dealing with for the rest of our time here on this earth. There is no done. You're not going to get to a place where like, oh, I'm never going to feel that again. Oh, I'm never going to be triggered again. Oh, I'm never going to feel scared or overwhelmed. I'm never going to fawn again. I'm never going to do that again. I wish I could say that that was a reality, but it's a process. Do we get better at it? Absolutely. Does it get easier to recognize when we're in it? Absolutely. Does it completely go away? Can we erase the trauma? Can we erase the patterning and the nervous system programming? Can we erase it and make it like it never happened and be done? Sorry, that's just not real. That is just not real. But we can learn from it. We can grow from it. We can heal through it. We can integrate it. We can turn it into our superpower. And that can enable us to help others through it. We can heal through it so that we can be generational curse breakers and stop that bullshit from coming forward into future generations. That's all so powerful and worthy and valid and important and the whole point, right? It's not so we erase a part of ourselves. It's so that we stop it. In this lifetime, in our lifetime, we make that conscious decision that this bullshit does not move forward. It ends here. And that heals your future line. And it also heals your ancestral line. It's powerful, powerful work, friends. And it is not insignificant because we can't erase it. I think it's more powerful because we can't erase it. So I feel like I went on a tangent and I hope it was helpful. But I think the primary point that I started talking about was don't forget about the wounded ones inside. Don't forget about the little ones that are holding the trauma. Spend time with them. Spend time in your body as much as you feel comfortable. Continue to resource yourself so that you're more comfortable spending time with those parts. Because if we let it all come up here and we just think about it, that's just being in that trauma spiral. We need to drop down into our bodies. We need to connect with our higher self, our heart, soul, essence. And we need to go into that safe container that we talked about. That safe container that we created inside, that safe room, so that we can sit with those parts and allow them to finally be heard and held and believed and understood and loved and supported and protected. Can you feel that? They need that. And they need it from us. We can't wait for it to come from outside of us. We need to give it to ourselves. Okay. So I think that's all I have for now. I wish all of you just beautiful processing. If you need help with connecting with your heart soul essence, if you need guidance on getting to that and creating that safe container inside that safe room, please don't hesitate to reach out. I have a booking link in my description. And I just need to say that I don't want anyone to feel left out or intimidated by my pricing scale, because I do have a sliding fee scale and I am willing to work with you. I don't ever want people to feel like, oh, I can't heal because I'm not rich. That's not okay. And then that's not my intention. My intention is primarily to support everyone, including myself and my family. I'm the only one doing that. But I recognize that finances, especially right now, because the matrix is, turning those screws, that it's challenging. And if you feel ready to drop into this space, contact me and we can talk about how we can make that happen for you. Okay? I think that's all I have for today. I wish you a beautiful day and a beautiful weekend and a beautiful week coming up. And I'm sure I will be on before the weekend is over. Many blessings, friends, and may all beings be free. Blessed be.